Good evening, everybody. It's been a long day for everybody, and I'll make sure it's fast and precise. I'll take you through the user experience management framework we offer to operators. So the profile.
Actually, you can skip this.
Yeah, I'm skipping that. So there are three main components for customer experience. It's network, device, and application. So here we'll talk about network. So the present challenges, these are the three main challenges which operators, or otherwise we can say the consumers face with the operator. So the biggest challenge is the testing devices wherein the network is tested, they are immobile, they are specifically put in specific MSCs, so you don't know what exactly is happening in the real world. Other is how in the real time the network is behaving. Are the self-care services wherein you SMS or you do a USSD are working or not? The charging is happening or not? And the biggest challenge is when the service is failing. You don't know. So it's always the call center people, when the number of calls rise, you get to know something is there. So there has to be a proactive alarm management system wherein you know some issue is there. Another is the competition benchmarking. So our user experience is complex in India. Is 22 circles, 10 operators, pre and post, silver, platinum, gold. So it's almost 320 test scenarios which needs to be tested across the country. And getting those many devices is a big cost because they cost a lot. And this only a single instance. Obviously you would have some instances, 100, 200 or 1000 instances wherein you can gather the data and understand what exactly the quality of service the customer is getting. So what we have done is, so that's the framework, what all we offer. It's network testing to USSD testing to shortcode testing to UI testing. So that's the architecture. So what we have done is we have made an app which can be put on the mobile phone, and you can carry the mobile phone anywhere you want, and you can schedule a test. Suppose at 1 p.m. you want download to be tested. So every 15 minutes a test has to happen. So automatically the application would download a X file from internet, and we will see what is the speed, what is the latency, what is the packet loss, and which cell ID it is latched onto. So what happens is it fails. If it fails, what we do is we do a trace route in the network where it failed in the network. It is in the RF or the GGSN, SGSN, or where in the network. So we can offer, then we can go back precisely to the operator. There is an issue and where it is specifically in your network.
Are we targeting voice traffic or data?
It's data.
Only data.
Data, shortcodes, it's self-service. The challenge is whenever we say about network testing, it's always from the coast side. There is a box which would be put in the MSC and it is tested. So here what we are doing is we are testing from the user side. So application is there on the mobile phone, and there is a specific number on which the tests are happening, and we are monitoring that. So it's a normal consumer. So what kind of quality of service the consumer is getting? So we are monitoring and publishing so that you know where the challenge is. And the model we use is crowdsourcing, wherein we use the consumer's devices as probes, wherein you put your application and it runs at the back end and it is scheduled. So you can schedule it and you can stop it automatically. It's just pushing an SMS. It is a silent SMS, so it doesn't interfere with any of the systems on the other phones. So live users become because you can have different segments, so you can have various type of people and from various locations across your city to state to country.
What parameters do you measure?
So we measure for the different parameters. I will take you through.
Okay.
So that's how it is built. So there is a case builder when you make a case. So like what is the activity, how it will start, how it will stop, and scheduler, the time and day of the time. Then reporting all the data points which would be gathered, and the test manager wherein we also put alarm management. Suppose it out of 10 times it failed, 5 times there would be a trigger over SMS and over email to the specific guys. Yeah, something is issue, there is some issue in specific service at specific areas. So I'll take it fast. So these are the main. One is 3G GPRS network testing, application and content testing, self-service performance testing, and revenue assurance. So for network, what we do is it's download speed, latency, signal strength, point of failure, and cell ID. And then we also do packet loss. And for point of failure is that whenever the download fails, we do a trace route. So we trace where in network it is stopping. So when you have n number of points where it has stopped, you get to know where is the challenge. So you can directly go to the operator's network team, there is the issue, rather than we giving a generic statement, there is the issue in the network. So we precisely tell, here it is. And the best part is you can carry the phone anywhere you want. Suppose you at the call center you're getting X number of calls from X area, you can take the phone, put it there for a few days, do the testing, collect the data and act upon. For what? The data is like, for me, what we do is, it's the user who is downloading something. If it is a success or a fail. No call drop. We take care of data, not the voice part. So we would be adding that, so we would be checking the video buffering, how much buffering it is taking and the quality of video. Yeah. So as of now, it is not included. And these are the all parameters we check. And it's the other is the self-show. Like normally, what we do is we SMS UNB to one-to-one asking for what is our unbilled balance. So how many times we don't get the revert, and what we do is we call the call center. The basic idea of making self-services was people do not call the call center, and there is a good experience. But when it fails, both are gone. Because you call the call center, it is a cost, and other is experience is bad. You say, I've SMSed it, I didn't receive it. So how do you make sure we know something is going wrong? So what we do is we proactively again schedule a test, and every 15 minutes a test would happen. So whenever you know it is failing, you automatically check your system and see, oh, something is wrong. So it is more of checking the user experience from what exactly the quality of service is giving to the users. That's the basic idea behind it. So response time, like suppose I have sent a short code, after 10 minutes or 15 minutes I am getting. So if I'm getting or not. Another is, suppose I have SMSed saying I need jokes. Am I getting jokes or I'm getting something else? Or it's like news, the same news I'm getting every time. So it is a fail, it is hitting the customer experience. So as of now, there are no modules wherein we do a customer experience measurement from the user's perspective. Then revenue assurance, charging is happening or not. Like you're launching a service and you want to check across all your MSCs the shortcode is working or not, the charging is happening or not. So it is simple, you take some phones, put your app, and that's it. Rather than somebody doing manually, because you can do it all across the day without just by scheduling it once. And timely charging, suppose the charging is happening after 3 days, then people again call back, what happens? Because people don't understand it's some delay is there. So there are some tests we did across operators. So that's on the 3G test speeds. So you can find different dates with different failure rates and success rates. It depends on the operator. It is the sampling. I would say sample would depend on the frequency of the test scheduled and the number of days. So you can schedule a test every 5 minutes also to every 1 hour. The operator decides. Yeah, and then we can have like different cities, and it could be different areas accordingly. That's the variance of the transfer rate across the days. Then it's a hourly thing, like what exactly what kind of speed you're getting in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. And there is a cell ID, on which cell ID specifically, what kind of performance you are getting. So you get to know exactly, yeah, this cell ID is giving me an issue. So I exactly work on that and make sure it doesn't happen. So that's other cell ID to cell ID variation of speeds, latency and speeds. So hourly. So it's more of data analytics from the user side to the operator. What kind of service you are giving to the user. And that's a short code testing we did. So again, what is the success rate? Wherein some have almost 0% to almost 80% of successes, wherein any failure would lead to an extra call. So it is a cost and experience is hit. So that's a different state-wise. And that's the response time, average response time across the short codes. So the basic idea behind this is less support costs, better customer experience.
Who are the operators who have become your clients?
I would not like to name them.
Fine.
How many clients?
As of now, 3.
That's also confidential.
Yeah, as of now, 3.
3, okay.
3.
I thought free.
No, 3.
We have signed an NDA, so
How many circles there?
So it's across, it depends on what kind of activity they are looking at.
PRAI didn't approach you.
No.
And you didn't.
And we didn't too. and the other thing, you can do a benchmarking also. Same place, same time, what your competition is giving. So there is a measure you can do, because you would know which area you have people giving you more ARPU. So you can directly target that area and specifically see what kind of service, quality of service you are giving, and how can you make it better.
So you are claiming this is innovative.
Yeah. The challenge is getting those many network testing devices across locations to be deployed is very, very costly.
But are you a TNM company?
Yeah.
A test and measurement company?
That is it. Yeah, it would be like any of the guys who have short codes, which are customer facing and have short codes or USSDs to use, and giving customers, are they working fine or not, charging is happening or not.
You can try using some subscribers as guinea pigs.
That is how the crowdsourcing model says that. So what we do is you pay them free internet or free some voice minutes, so them they help you out.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.